Hi everyone, you're watching Jana Forex. In this video, as usual, I'll make technical analysis for the coming week. We'll have a look at main pairs, important levels, and my possible entry points. First of all, of course, guys, I want to say that I'm not making a lot of trades, and usually that time I would be just, having a rest because it's holiday time now. It's nearly New Year, and the market is usually quite unpredictable during that time. It could be very flat, and then it could be quite volatile, and some news events, anything can make the market jump one another way. So but I'm staying at this moment in trading is because of pound. Okay, we do have right now is the most important time for decision between EU and the UK on the Brexit deal. And this week we were following this news, waiting, and unfortunately there is still no decision. It's getting really, really frustrating, and we have a deadline again that they should decide by Sunday, which is tomorrow, guys. And so this weekend, hopefully we will finally would know is it a deal or no deal. Unless, of course, once again they're going to say, oh yeah, there is no deadline again. So it's really annoying, but I sent the screenshots last week where I had my orders for pound pairs, pound dollar and pound yen, and those trades worked out perfectly. So we had profits, and this week we'll be concentrating also on Brexit news, but I really hope that we will have it by Sunday. And so the most important will be obviously opening of the market. Okay, so Monday. And that's why, guys, I will just briefly will have a look at other pairs, and I will look more at pound dollar and pound yen. Because like I'm saying, at this moment the market is not as its usual condition. We have also weak dollar, and still also uncertainty with the presidency, except now it's a little bit more looking like Biden is going to be actually president. So it's really hard time for trading. Like, I know a lot of people using indicators, they do not work. Patterns mostly do not work, so don't get frustrated also if you just started to do some forex trade. And just like giving you this a little bit intro, maybe you just sit and wait and watch what's happening on the market, because if you're using a small account, it could be quite dangerous, okay, trading at this moment, because also of this uncertainty you wouldn't expect, but the spreads are wider and there is slipperage happening. So just be careful right now. So guys, okay, I warned you. Once again, I'm warning you, because I will be telling you always the truth, the reality of trading, not just like the other guys who, yeah, the best time now, go in, get trade, get lots of profits, get lots of pips, but you will get lots of losses, believe me, if you don't know what you're doing. So be careful. So like starting with euro dollar, as you can see, that's the week, right? Last analysis I was making, we are in an uptrend channel, right? And here we had been stopped here, and I was telling you that I would expect a bit of correction and possible price going down to, you see, we have a level 120. See, this week it didn't happen. It's actually consolidated pretty much all week. Then it's tried to break it, okay, had a little bit of breakout, and then jumped in straight away. So, and now it's above 121 roughly, this the area. So pretty much I say this week it was flat, and no news helped. There was ECB meeting, and it's nothing, pretty much nothing's happened. So my also concern here is that euro also waiting possible this conclusion with EU UK deal, and that's why it's not making the movements, because it's more looking like it should continue the way up. Okay, it didn't had a correction. I mean, you see, because it's in this channel, it might just consolidate, continue, and then afterwards, will continue the way up, because it is an uptrend channel and dollar is still weak. So you see, that would be a technical view, right? So right now I'm just telling you what the technical picture looks like. Okay, consolidating, going maybe a little bit down, a little bit touching the level, and then we just will go up. I'm not sure if I will be placing new orders, because it's a pretty wide channel, I would say. I mean, okay, maybe breakout of 121 would be quite good point, but at the same time, to go back up, you see we have 122, and if it will break it up, then possibly it will continue. See, but the distance is huge. It's 100 pips, and that channel itself is also about 50 pips. That's why even, well, okay, it's a 4-hour chart. We can go into 1-hour chart and have a look if there is any options here. Then I would say, like, yes, if it will consolidate here a little bit in that area, but the movements could be not very big, and because of the wider spreads, you see it's only like 30 something pips. If it will go just the tops of the previous movements and then just stay in it, it's not very good position, I would say, but possibly place in the sell order. And but like I'm saying, we will see if there is anything going to be on during this weekend. If there will be some news, then possibly we would know more if it will go up or down. If there will be nothing for Brexit, then it probably will just consolidate, and then who knows which way it will decide to go. But like saying, technically, of course, the way up would be looking more likely. So that's what is a bit of uncertainty. So guys, you see, we found dollar. If we'll just if they will have a final decision, of course, and the market would open, we would know it might be a gap. If there will be definitely no deal or deal, so either direction it could be gap. And then of course I will be looking, if there is no deal, I will be looking to sell, and if there is a deal, I will be looking to buy if it will be possible, because you know the brokers also not always let you get into the trade at the price you want. When it moves very fast, you might not get in the moment, but that's what I will be trying to do. If, of course, there will be uncertainty again, then I presume the pair will just continue and start to consolidate. You see, it was moving this week slightly. The first, it's last week, you see it's dropped, then it's jumped up back, then it's started to drop because more looking like a no deal. And I would have more also towards no deal. And but you never know. Last moment, who knows what they decide? We never know. You never know. So that's why you see it's lower. Came out from the previous range, so it's fall a little bit. And so what I would be looking at, of course, how far, how low could it go, how high could it go, right? If there will be deal, no deal. So I presume if they will be saying no deal, then I will, well, I don't know how sharp it could be, but I wouldn't be surprised that actually it will fall eventually with this event. I would see in a bit of future. I think the pound will drop around, you see, 13 last time we saw it, 114. I think it will drop to the same area, and probably will just stay in here because, of course, no deal, no agreement, then the Brexit itself, then it's probably going to hit the economy quite badly. So I presume pound will be in the range between 110, 120. I don't think it will go high. I think it will stuck in that range. And, well, I mean, who knows? Maybe it will fall even further, so we will see, of course. And but I think it just will be flat until something will start to go. Of course, if it will have the way up, I see a little bit different situation. So if it will jump with the deal, I think it's going to be just like a temporal jump, because of course still there will be Brexit, there still will be impact on the economy, and I presume, okay, let's say again, we don't know how high it can jump. I presume 140 something plus, maybe even higher, but I believe it will afterwards it will be just like you see this week. I think it's going to happen the same. It will have a jump and then come down to lower area. Okay, so here, if I believe if it will fall, it will stay in a lower range. Okay, if it will fall, it will stay in a lower range, and to go back, started to pick up, it needs to get a bit better economical numbers. But if it will jump up, that's what I think will be temporary. It will give us a week, and then it will go back. And which possible area, I'm not sure. I would think probably it still would be in range of 140, 130, something like that. I don't think it, with this still, even after deal, it still will be impact on the economy. I don't think it will go higher, you know, will be in a higher range, floating of 50 or 60 something. I still think it will be below 40, and I think it would be range about 30 something, maybe between 30 and 40, but not higher. That's what I think. That's where it jump up and then fall and then start to consolidate. Maybe it will stop in the same range of 130, 20, something plus, not lower, in exactly the same area before the economy will start to pick up, and we will see how it worked out, the Brexit. then yes, it will start to go a bit higher. But this moment, I think that's kind of like the scenarios I'm looking at. And of course, what to do, for example, like I'm saying, if it will have a big jump up, then maybe I will be looking at the jump in for sell afterwards. Well, if it's fall, I will not be looking immediate to go for buys. That's what I was trying just to say, guys. That's my kind of idea about pound. So that's what I will be looking at. So next, you see, guys, with the other pairs, like I'm saying, dollar Canadian, yes, dollar is still weak. And I mean, of course, all the pairs needs to have a bit of correction. It will be FOMC. Maybe they will do something. I mean, yeah, there was like a double bottom, but you see, it didn't go too far. I didn't even use it because, well, there is no point, isn't it? It's only like, what, 30 plus a little bit, slightly got to a previous level, start to consolidate. I mean, with the situation, I would still see it more continue the way down. I still think possible it will reach 125 by the end of this month, and possibly January, and only after January maybe a little bit more certainty will start to pick up. But I mean, it needs recovery, correction. It needs a correction. I've been telling you about it, but you see it's been dropping, had a bit of correction and consolidation, and drop again, a bit of correction. So that's quite possible it will drop again. But who knows what those news will bring, right? What those news will bring. This moment, the markets are still not reacting on economical. We still have COVID, we still have political presidency. That's why I'm not going to, not sure if I will be looking for placing any orders in here. So that's why I'm just saying, guys, you see, it's technically, it needs a correction. But at the same time, it's just so close to like 125, and also in a bigger time frame, you see it's just falling. And a nice fall down to here would be more likely on this chart. But I mean, I would have expected a little bit of correction, and then it would continue down. But who knows what we're going to do at this moment? That's why I'm just probably going to stay away. The same with dollar yen. It was nothing, had a bit of a jump, went down, so it's flat. It's pretty flat. So that's why I said, once again, guys, in here in the middle, I don't want to look for any possible entry points. If it will go down again to this level, maybe we'll consolidate before the FOMC news, then I will look for possible entry points. If it will jump up a bit more in here, then maybe I'll look for possible entry points. But this moment is just very flat, and I don't know, it might continue that way. Like I'm saying, maybe with slight breakout and go down, or slight break up and go a little bit up. At this moment, it just gives me nothing, absolutely nothing. Australian dollar is continue going up because it has a little bit more optimistic news, right? They have better COVID situation, so Australian continue going up. Still needs a bit of a bit better correction, but it doesn't want to do so. There will be news again for Australian dollar. Maybe there will be some possible movements again, like for corrective movements. I mean, at this moment I would still expect it to continue the way up, but technically, of course, I would have more looking for a little bit slowing down here, then possible not very good news, and it will go for a bit of a correction, you know, go down here a little bit lower, and then continue, and then going back up again. So that would be a little bit more picture for me, like more technically, yeah, going for the correction, which would look like bullish flag once again, and then continue its way up again. So I'm at this moment the same. If it will continue the way up, I would presume it will get to the point of you see possible 0.8 price going up, like, right, and then from here possible go and have a little bit deeper correction, let's say. That's quite a possible, while the dollar is still weak, right, and still nothing for dollar to push it high. And so that's the picture at this moment. You see, that's my thought. I mean, I'm not getting into the trades at this moment, also waiting. Right now I'm just concentrating mostly on pound. You see in here it started to look like a little bit head and shoulders, but the shoulder gone a little bit too long, and you see the pattern itself, right, is nice. So pretty much from here it should fall, and that would be logical. The pattern, do also a little bit of too much of going up, so a bit of a correction, and here consolidation and possible resuming the uptrend again. But like you see, guys, at this moment patterns don't work well, And that's why from here, yes, it has like really nice little channel, but like I'm saying, at this moment I don't really like the situation. You can only move above this top, just give a double top maybe, and still turn around and go for correction, or maybe continue the way up based on weakness of the dollar still. So that's why I'm just back to pound. Okay, pound yen, that's another pair we had a trade this week, and I was sending you the screenshots. I had a very wide distance between entry points, and I was telling you guys it was because to avoid possible jumps and sleepage, and that's why we got still got a nice trade. And you see, at this moment, it's still technically it's in uptrend channel, right? Nice uptrend channel, and technically looking, it's like should continue the way up, right? So yes, very good picture. At the same time, guys, as you can see, we had a drop, and this could be a still bearish flag. So you see, technically, both ways once again, but Brexit, right? We're waiting for Brexit. And so like I said to you, if there will be finally on Sunday, we would no deal, I will be buying, trying to buy it or trying to sell it based on what they're going to say. So, and with pound yen, it's a little bit uncertain for me where it can jump up or down, how far, because it is in a triangle. You see, the bigger picture is huge triangle, which has been sitting here for quite a while now. And that's why if it will, for example, jump up with the news of, yeah, Brexit, I don't, well, once again, you see, for pound, if they will say deal, still, like I said to you, with pound dollar, even if it will jump up, I think it's going to be temporarily and quite good possibility of looking for a way to sell it. But I still probably wait for when it will have a jump and start to consolidate, and then I will see, because the impulse could be quite high. But because it still will be Brexit and at the end of December and still impact on the economy, I still believe that it will fall. And then slow, but not going to fall to the lowest. I don't think so anyway, because there'll be more positivity with the deal, right, between the EU and UK. So that's why, for example, if it will jump, because if it will go something like that, yeah, because that's what it was started to go, right, because we use these bottoms and that top. So I don't know, it's quite a long way. 169, I don't know, it's about 1,000 pips. I mean, it can be such a big movement. I don't know, I mean, I wouldn't say it would be a one big jump. Of course, I presume if it would be impulse, it will jump a little bit, slowing, and then it continue up again and continue up again. You see, not like huge jump straight away. I don't think it will be something like that. It will be just, and then afterwards it started to fall. So you see, something like that, the picture like this, of course, we will see the previous tops, like you see 141, well, let's say 146 could be the next number, and who knows if it will continue the next ways up. And of course, going down, well, you see 124 roughly, we have like the lowest, not the lowest, but one of the quite, you see the spike the previous week we had, right, in what's this shows in March, sometime in 2020, and previously in 2016 it was on the same area, right, 123, 124, something like that. So I presume if there will be no deal, you can go back down to this area once again and then stay in this low range until some economy will start to pick up. So that's what I think it will, if it will fall down, and it will stop here. But with the going up, you see there is so many, because previous it's quite bottom, but the tops could be anything. That's why let's just see what's happened on the weekend, on Sunday. Of course, if there will be no decision, I presume it will start to consolidate, and then we will see. I mean, I still would be a bit more negative, right, because it's more looking like no deal. And but we will see, because technically it's more looking like a double bottom here in the uptrend channel, so it might pick up. Who knows, maybe there will be some positivity. So that's a little bit of pound yen. Euro pound, the same reaction on the news of Brexit, and it quite easily, once again, if it will go up, then it can go to next, 1-to-1 I wouldn't be surprised that it will get to that high at like 194.99 and go even higher. So, and going back down, so if we'll go in the monthly chart, well, the low again here, the tops better visible as I have it up to 1 at 1099 roughly. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it will go that way and stay around there with the no deal. And with the other way around, if it will be bad for pound, then good for pound, right? If it's good for pound, euro going to drop against it. How far? Here is really hard to say once again, because it's more right now is euro is a little bit quite high, right, against pound. That's why dropping, we will see wherever it drops and where is the consolidation is going to be. I mean, okay, after all of these movements, I will be just waiting for those small channels, because after them, the pace will continue the direction wherever it's going to be positive or negative news. So if there will be no news again, so I presume it will just start to consolidate here, and then we will see what to do next. So that's kind of a little bit of my overview, guys. That's how I see it. This deal, no deal, important. I just really hope they will give us the news on Sunday, and we will see the opening of the market. Like I'm saying, quite easily could be gaps. So that's why I'm trying to warn you guys, if there will be gaps, don't jump in to fill them in, because I'm pretty much sure those gaps opening, it will continue opposite directions. It will not close the gaps. No, it will go. And then, but it will be a good indicator for us that at some point the pairs will be back to close those gaps, but it's not going to be in the same moment. So, well, that's my opinion anyway, okay? So it's my view. That's how I would expect. With gold, also this week, we had, you see, this is where it was a little bit of consolidation, just as I expected, remember? So it's actually jumped up and but didn't break it, didn't break that level. I told you it's going to be a quite strong level to break again, so it didn't break and turned around. So now for gold, it's pretty much the same reaction on the stimulus. I was also thinking, I would have been looking, because they're like talking less about it, started to fall. Now look, creating like head and shoulders, like, right, really nice and beautiful pattern. But like I'm saying, don't get fooled, because it's just reaction now, and anything could be, and pattern might not work. But at this moment, it's looking like gold wants to go down. Okay, technically looking, it does look like it. But I think also deal or no deal with Brexit, it's also has an influence on gold. And I think that if there will be no deal, then gold might actually pick it up and go higher. If there will be deal, I think then gold will probably would start to fall also, because it's like it will fall if it will be deal, right? Because it will be a little bit more certainty. And the stimulus, of course, whatever they say in talking about the stimulus, I think maybe something will be on the, they'll say FOMC minutes. So the gold might have a bit of consolidation, again, my favorite word. So we will see. But maybe with the opening of the Monday market, if there was nothing on the news, then quite possibly it might go a little bit as a pattern. Maybe it will go a little bit down and then started to wait for those other clues where to go. I mean, on the other side, of course, it might go a little bit higher instead and then consolidate a little bit higher. But right now, technically, I'm saying it does look like a nice head and shoulders pattern. And let's just see how it looks on the bigger picture. Well, on the bigger picture, it's like slightly, but nothing more looking like maybe it will be double top. I would say it this way more. But on the 4-hour time frame, it's like looks like really nice, a little bit head and shoulders. So that's pretty much it, guys. What I wanted to say. And with crude oil a little bit. That's the situation. So just as expected, again, last week, you see, guys, that was looking like a little bit of the bullish flag, and up something like bullish flag, which went into a bit flat, and then it still jumped up. So it still looks like it's going up, but maybe a little bit slow down right now, I would presume. Quite possibly be, because there is still restrictions with COVID, and again more restrictions, so possibly it might just go slightly down again and go for a little bit of some consolidation, a little bit flat, quite possibly. But well, technically it's still looking like it's an uptrend, except it's going like a little bit narrow and narrow, so more like going into a wedge. Okay, and of course after such a big move up again, maybe a little bit better correction. I think there will be again OPEC meeting. Maybe there is something that would have impact. So like for example, see, last week I told you when I would have seen this, I told you I would be looking to buy. At this moment, I'll just wait a bit. Okay, I don't like exactly how it stopped, and again, it was a little bit here, but this one also needs a little bit more movement. Let's say if it will go down maybe and have a consolidation, or maybe it will continue the way up again. I would presume if it will go up again, then maybe it will be a bit more sell opportunity, because now we'll be looking a little bit more technical view, right? If it will go down to here, back to the same area, well, quite possible also, but I think it might be just there was some reaction. I don't trade this at this moment, oil. I'm just staying away from it and just like watching it to see what is going to happen and how it reacts. You see, it's like quite interesting timing, I would say, at this moment. So that's my view, guys, on the market. Like I'm saying, my most concentration at this moment on pound, of course, and deal or no deal Brexit situation. So well, that's it. If you like the video, of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, be careful, be safe, and happy trading, everyone. I'll see you next week in my next video. Bye.